This is the 3 p.m. Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
Hit it. We're back.
Woo!
And we missed you.
Did you miss us?
They so did. I would have missed us.
True.
We were so sick though, especially me. So I'm really glad that I wasn't here because I was so sick I would have made you sick just by listening to us.
I was going to say people would have listened and gotten sick because of it.
Yeah,
so
actually that's how sick I was. So we're sorry that we were away last week, but if you tuned in, you would have heard some really, really cool music that we set up just for you. But now that we are back, we have a really cool show coming up, and we're going to start with the fact that last weekend Victoria went to see Adele, and I want to hear all about it.
me and my 90,000 friends went to see Adele.
I know.
It was incredible. We all know she's an incredible singer, but I don't know why I expected her to not be as amazing live.
Oh, did you think that?
I thought she'd be just as good, but she was so much better, and she was so funny. She told the best stories, and she had a really cool circle stage, so she'd kind of walk around it and she'd talk to people in the audience. And
that's really cool.
And I think you'll find this amazing. It was like the best baseball game. They had a kiss cam. She shot a T-shirt gun. She had a T-shirt gun. She shot into the crowd.
That's cool.
There were fireworks and there was smoke thingos, and it was really cool.
That's really cool because I heard two things that always make a concert good. First one is she sounds just as good as she does in recordings.
She sounded
which is always
better.
What you want.
She was better.
That's crazy. Oh. And second, she just puts on a good show because there are some people, I've been to concerts and this, they're amazing, but their show is just meh.
Yeah.
Even though they're amazing, there's nothing else behind them being amazing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, I know she's a very funny person. I've seen interviews, and so I was really hoping that would come out on stage, and she is. She's so funny. It was incredible, and I think I'll just be listening to Adele on repeat for the next week and a half, but which I'm really totally fine with. I'll just probably be her songs are not the happiest, so I'll probably be in a really mellow mood.
That's the thing, because I was wondering about that, and I was saying to a couple of friends of mine, I really, really love Adele, but I wasn't motivated to go because her songs aren't kind of party-ish, so I could just imagine myself sitting there just kind of feeling a bit sad, and I was I don't know if I want that.
When it's in a live setting, it's automatically just it has a bit more of an atmosphere.
Yeah.
I was worried that it was going to be a little bit sad, kind of.
Yeah.
But they kind of made it, I don't know, it wasn't sad at all. It was really great. But a song that you can't not be happy to, speaking of the opposite of sad, is the first song we played. That's off Ed Sheeran's new album, and it makes me just want to I don't know, hug people, and it always puts me in a good mood. It's called What Do I Know? And I hope you guys enjoyed that. We're going to be playing, as you guys know, I'm a huge Ed Sheeran fan. I'm going to be playing...
Yes, you are.
I say I because I feel like I'm forcing Hope's hand to the playlist. We'll be playing a new Ed Sheeran song every week from his new album because it's an incredible album.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you've seen Ed Sheeran twice?
3 times.
3 times?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
All in Sydney?
Yes.
So he's come that many times. Wow.
Yeah, he's come. I think he's come one more time and I haven't seen him because I didn't get to go to that Red Room thing he did really recently.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't get to go to that, and I think that sort of counts as a concert because he played at the Opera House. I saw him at Enmore Theatre in my first year of uni when he was well known enough to kind of come out here, but it was a tiny, tiny audience. I've never been that close to him.
Would have been really small.
And then he was at Acer Arena and somewhere else.
Wow.
So he's always just a tiny little ant every time I see him now. He's not actually close the first time, but now he's just a tiny ant because he's so popular. Yeah.
I always think that when you go and see a band before they're famous, it's really,
That's
really
what it felt like. Yeah.
It's my only experience of that, and they're not mega famous now, but is McFly, and they are big now, but they weren't big when I saw them. I saw them 9 years ago, and it was at the Metro on George Street, which is absolutely tiny. And I was 3 meters from the stage.
Oh my gosh.
They were right there. And I paid $25.
What?
I know.
It's weird because I think those kind of bands or artists, they have to be a certain level of fame to make it out to Australia because it's a very long way to go for just a concert. And so when they get here and there's it'll be a full crowd at a tiny theatre, you're this is insane. This shouldn't be happening.
I know.
I saw Ed Sheeran at the Enmore Theatre and I was 4th from the front or something. That's crazy.
It is crazy. But if you loved Adele, if you went to the concert, we want to hear all about it. We want to share in all the fun you had.
What was your favourite song, guys? I don't know if I could pick my favourite song.
Was there anything that was just really good live that you loved?
She did Skyfall.
Ooh,
and I
wow.
heard she was going to, and that was incredible live.
Yeah,
because
I can
it's like, it's a
imagine.
Bond theme. Like, it was amazing. And kind of on the theme of Bond, we've got Sam Smith coming up. He
I
did,
was going to say that. I was like, talking of Bond.
yeah, he did the Bond theme for the movie after that. I liked his song, but I mean, Skyfall, man.
I know.
Adele.
Can't really
That's
beat
amazing.
it. This is Sam Smith. How will I know? You are listening to The Takeover. Don't go away.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. I hope you enjoyed a bit of Sam Smith. That was very different to our first song. It's a much more mellow and low key, and it sort of brought us back. Now we're in a good, like, happy but mellow state to have the best show ever, I think.
To be fair, though, I think we were talking about Adele before, if you're listening. Sam Smith's like the male Adele.
Yeah.
I feel like they should collaborate.
I think they'd be a good collaborators. Yeah.
They're very similar.
Let's make it happen.
That's true.
Hashtag Adele X Sam Smith 2017. Like, times.
Oh, right. I was
Sorry.
like, why is there an X?
I was like reading it in my head and it made a lot of sense when I said it out loud. And I was like, oh no, it doesn't make
didn't
sense out
work.
loud.
Anyway, on a totally different note, I have a bit of a dilemma that I need your help with. So I have been invited to a 30th birthday.
Ooh,
and
fun.
now it's kind of like 6 weeks away. So I have a bit of time. But as you will know, if you've listened to our show for quite a long time, kind of the bane of my life, just something that I really desperately
Is it
hate
themed?
with a passion is themed parties.
Oh, I love
And
a good themed party.
It's a themed party and it has a great theme, but it's one of those themes where you know that you're going to come dressed as something and someone else is also going to come dressed as that one thing.
Oh, okay. What's the theme?
It is a 90s themed party.
Oh, fun.
And it's but there are just so many 90s people you could go as that I know that like so many other people will go as, because my first thought, because I have blonde hair, is to go as Baby Spice,
I was going to say Baby Spice.
but I don't know
But
if I want to.
I feel like I don't like when people do the Spice Girls not in a group.
I know, that's
It's
what
really
I
hard to
thought.
tell.
It'd be a bit weird.
Like-
and especially Baby Spice is the one that like she doesn't have a particular hairstyle where you could be like, it's you.
Unless you have red hair and you can wear like a Union Jack dress.
Yeah.
No one's going to really know who you are.
It's not like, or if you could be Mel B, like if you could wear
Yeah.
leopard and you had like really fuzzy hair, you could be
Yeah.
Mel B
Oh, thanks.
with your hair.
I'll keep that in my back pocket for a 90s party that I'm invited to.
But I don't know if I wasn't being Baby Spice, I don't know who I could be.
You could
from
be
the
Barbie.
90s.
She
But
was
is
big in the
Barbie
90s.
from the 90s?
Yeah, she transcends all generations, man.
I suppose, but the person whose birthday it is has a best friend that looks like Barbie who I know is going to go as Barbie.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay. Well, you could go as like Sailor Moon. She was really big in the 90s. You've got blonde hair. I can't do Sailor Moon.
Does Sailor Moon have blonde hair?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
You might have to get like fake extensions. She has like 2 buns on the top sides of her head and then like the strands of hair coming out.
Oh,
And
what
she wears
does
like
she
a little.
wear?
It's like a little cross between like a sailor and a schoolgirl outfit. It's very
Oh.
anime. How do you not know what she wears? Did
I've
you
never
watch
seen
it?
Sailor Moon. No, I don't know.
What else could you go as? What else is very 90s? You could pick like a cartoon character.
Well, I could. I say there are
Go as Arthur. Wear
possibilities.
2 buns and like
Oh my
like
gosh.
jeans and a yellow jumper and glasses. Oh my gosh! Please go as Arthur.
But I was trying to think of something that would not require me to have to like buy stuff. Because what I hate about costume parties is often you need to buy something that you're like, I will never wear this again.
Yeah, true.
Unless I go to another party with this exact same theme, but with a totally different group of people.
Do you have blue jeans and a yellow shirt or a yellow jumper?
No, I don't have a yellow jumper.
It's one of those colours that pops up in like cartoon characters when you go to your closet and you're like, who owns yellow?
Who has a yellow jumper as well?
Yeah.
I have like a yellow shirt, but not a jumper.
You can just wear the shirt,
Yeah. I feel like it wouldn't be obvious enough.
I guess.
I'd look like a blonde Harry Potter. It would be really odd. But yeah, so
That's difficult.
I'm in a strange thing because I know that 90s is an easy theme as far as themes go.
Couldn't you just dress as a
But it's
Hogwarts
just evading
student?
me.
Because the books came out in the 90s and the first movie didn't come out until 2001, but still.
Nah. I could.
This is tricky. I'm trying to think back.
And it's also that
gosh.
hard when you're female. It's that like hard nexus of trying to find something that's your character, but you also look cute. Like you don't want to look like a total dork.
But also not like, oh, I always just go the dork option. I don't
But
really
this
care.
is in like a super swanky like city venue. It's like I can't look like a loser.
Oh. I mean, you still can. I've done that more than once. But I know what you mean. And that's awkward because if you're in like a proper costume, getting to there is like really awkward.
Yes,
Like
that's
public
the
transport.
problem.
And then you have to be like, you could go as like Alice in Wonderland, the Disney animation.
Oh no, that came out in like the 70s.
Oh.
Came out ages
Really?
ago. Yeah.
I have this issue with Disney's drawing style because it's so consistent. I can never pick what year it can, unless I hear a song and I go, oh, this, like, I love Mulan, but it's so obviously 90s or like early 2000s because of the music.
Yeah.
In a great way. Like, I'm totally fine with it. And then you listen to like Snow White and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so from like the mid-century. Yeah. So I can't think of a song that's in Alice in Wonderland. So I would just been like, I watched it in the 90s, so I assume it's from the 90s.
Yeah. Fair enough. But anyway,
we'll have a thing. We'll have a thing.
Yes, everybody have a thing. I want to know, tell me what you think I can dress up as for a 90s birthday. I have blonde hair. That's like a trademark thing.
I'm going to bring some ideas next week.
Something that's blonde. Bring your ideas to the table because I want to hear them. Anyway, coming up now, we have a really cool song. It's brand new. It's from Kendall K. She is 14 years old, so bear that in mind when you listen because it's really, really cool.
Amazing. Enjoy, guys.
That was Kendall K. Where Will I Be Without You? I was not that talented 10 years ago when I was that age. Hey, I just phrased that like I am that talented now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, like, you are very talented.
But not in those ways.
I was not talented when I was that age, nor 10 years later as I am now. And I don't think in another 10 years I'll be that talented either.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for her.
You know what? She doesn't have a radio show.
That's true. She's got so far to climb.
She does. Okay, so what I really like to do is read up on the really weird news stories of the week. And we were just talking in the break just then about the video that went viral last week that everyone is calling, or it's probably like 2 weeks ago now, everyone's calling like one of the best videos of the year, which was the poor man who was sitting at home in his office doing a foreign correspondence report for the BBC about North Korea, and his toddler and his baby in a walker came into the background, and the mum or the nanny had to come and like fish them out. And I feel really bad for him.
The baby in the walker is my favourite part because he just like slides on and he's like, hey.
I know, and I feel bad for this poor man because it's probably such a big step in his career, and like, you know, they'd probably been through it with the kids so many times to like, not interrupt dad.
And it's not like it was an hour. It was probably like a 5-minute segment. Like,
yeah, not even. I just feel so bad for him. But anyway, it was so funny. But these are the kind of things that make headlines, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. We were talking at the beginning of the year, there was that really funny video that was leaked with the Channel 9 news reporters that were all wearing white at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
And it's stuff like that people just don't forget.
Yeah.
Just really silly little things that happen that just, I think things like that are good because it's good that things that are amusing take a front seat for a change, not things that are really shocking.
And things like no one got hurt. And it goes viral, so it's like, you know, all publicity is good publicity and all that.
Yeah.
But also, it sounds weird, but it almost humanizes the news section.
Yeah, totally.
Like, it makes you go, okay, they're not like they kind of are a machine, but they're like, there are still human blunders in there, which is really nice.
And stuff ups on TV are rare, so when you see them, it's interesting. Especially like when, you know, when someone's toddler crawls in the background.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
every time I think of it, I giggle a little bit.
It's just so funny. But I read a really funny news story this week, so I wanted to share it with you.
Yes, please.
So there's a defense lawyer in Miami who was on trial last week, and he had to run out of the courtroom because his pants started to burn.
What?
And it turns out he had an e-cigarette battery in his pocket, and because it was really warm, right? Like, it's Miami, he's wearing his suit, he's wearing his lawyer's robes and everything. It started to like ignite in his pocket, and his pants caught fire. And he was the supreme judge, and he had to run out of the court. But what was even funnier is the case.
Pants on fire.
Yeah, literally pants on fire. But the case that he was in the middle of hearing was an arson case for someone that had burnt down a building. So here he was in this arson case, and his pants caught on fire, and he had to run out of the courtroom.
Oh my gosh, that's so perfect.
I know. And like the seconding, the 2IC judge had to take over, and the jury were like, what's going on? Isn't that the craziest story? Imagine that happening.
It's such a coincidence. It's like nominative determinism when people have names that like are linked to their job or something they do. Like a couple of years ago, the head of the neurological like foundation in the UK was Dr. Head.
Oh, that's so funny.
I love when stuff like weird things line up, like his pants catching on fire in an arson case. That's incredible.
I had one like that. It was really interesting. I had to go and see this doctor once when I was a kid, some specialist in something, who lived in Davidson, which is where I lived. But in Davidson, we have a street called Davidson Street, like a lot of suburbs do. And his name was Dr. Davidson. And he lived on Davidson Street in Davidson.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
I know. It's like you
Is his
can't...
first name David?
No.
Oh,
So I'm like, you can't forget any of his details.
That's really clever.
Dr. Davidson on Davidson Street.
Davidson.
In Davidson. So I thought it was a good one.
Oh, wow.
There was also a legal studies teacher at school called Miss Judge.
Really? Mm-hmm. Amazing. See, I love when that kind of stuff happens. Doesn't it make you happy?
It does.
Every now and then the universe aligns so perfectly for you to chuckle. And I like when that happens.
It is pretty cool. And we both went to the same school, not for very long, we did. But when we went to the same school, there was a library teacher in primary school called Miss Story.
Oh,
I thought that was really
that's
cute.
really perfect. That's a really nice one.
Cool. And I had a friend that had like a, what would you call it? I guess like DT, design technology teacher, who was called Mr. Wood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
But like you'd have to teach that if that was your subject, right?
Yeah. I had a PE teacher who was Mr. Payne, but it wasn't spelt Pain. It was spelled differently.
Yeah.
But it's so funny when it'd be like, what have you got next? I've got PE with Mr. Payne.
Yeah.
He was nice though. It wasn't often painful, so that's good.
It would be hard to go into teaching if you had like an embarrassing last name. You just never get over it.
Were there any other crazy stories of the week that line up the universe for me to chuckle?
That's a really good phrase.
Thank you.
I'm going to use that.
Oh, by all means, guys. Let's get it trending on Twitter. I don't know.
No, I do have one. It was really quite funny. And the title of the news story was Mystery of Mutant Two-Headed Prawn.
Okay, you already have my attention.
Okay. So in North Queensland, in an aquarium, the workers were just, like cleaning out the tanks or whatever last week, as they do. And they discovered a prawn with two heads.
What?
Like, it legit just has like two heads.
How long's it been there? Like, how have they not noticed?
They don't know. They've never seen it. It was just within all the one-headed prawns.
They're like counting all the prawns, 1, 2, 3, and someone's like, hang on.
Yeah, and it's really weird. And now it's like all over the news there, and they were really confused because all the aquarists that work there have never seen a prawn that has two heads, but like both heads are alive, and like it eats with like both heads, both mouths.
Oh my God.
I know.
Does it all link up? Because they're kind of see-through, aren't they? Does it all link up to one digestive tract?
Oh, I don't know. I've never looked.
Am I thinking of the right creature where prawns are kind of like half translucent?
Yeah, I suppose they are a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe the certain breeds aren't. I don't know. I don't know enough about prawns to make a statement on this news story.
Well, there you go. It says it has two guts.
Oh, okay.
And it has two separate sets of legs and two heads.
Oh, wow. So they're kind of like Siamese twins.
I was going to say, it must be one of those things where they were like meant to be twin prawns, but they got like conjoined.
They got like almost separated, but not enough.
There's a photo. Do you want to see?
Oh, yes.
Our listeners can't see.
It's more than I was expecting, and I'm so happy it exists. Okay, we might have to post a link to this article on our Facebook page because you guys need to see this photo.
And it's sort of amazing because it's not one of those things, when you hear that something's two-headed and it's so obviously one-headed.
I thought they were going to be side by side.
Or it's so obviously one-headed but with like a tiny growth. This is like a proper like two-headed. Like the two heads have equal precedence.
They're like it's like two fully formed prawns.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Well, thank goodness we're going into 2 songs now because I need time to process this. Oh my goodness. Guys, we're going to head into some Ellie Goulding and then some Taylor Swift. And then, while you're listening to this, look up this double prawn. It's insane.
It is insane. And you know what? I hope that by sharing the story of the two-headed prawn and the arson judge whose pants caught fire, it's made your week a little bit better because too much of the news is depressing and sometimes I think you need the fun stuff. You shouldn't have to search for it. You should just hear it.
I agree.
Now you do.
I agree.
So there we go.
Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. We're so glad to be back. I'm so enjoying today's show.
So am I, and I'm just like, this was a life-changing moment because you love Taylor Swift and you had not heard of that song.
And I just literally just Googled it. I was in like shock that I didn't know it. And I think hearing it again, I remember it because it's from a movie I've seen as well, but I don't even know when. Anyway, I'm very confused, guys. But I think it's okay because as we mentioned 2 weeks ago in our birthday special, I am now technically in my mid-20s. I'm 24 now.
Woohoo!
Which you keep enjoying pointing out to me because you're only 23.
You don't look a day older than 16 when I met you.
That's probably not a good thing.
No, in like a nice way.
Oh, okay, good. I'm sure I do. I hope I do. Otherwise,
you do in like a I've matured way, but not in like
good.
You're getting old.
Good. Well, because I'm approaching the proper mid-20s, I feel like 25 is obviously the mid-20s. I'm not there quite yet. I found a list of 10 things plus a bonus one.
Okay.
So 11 things. You should learn how to count. Things you should be able to do, like you should be able to check these off a list by the time you're 25.
Ooh.
So I thought we could go through them and see how good we are at them and, see how close we're both getting, whether we're like proper adults yet or not.
Are they more like life things about sort of like learning to live with yourself, or is it like by the time you're this age, you should have saved this much money?
It's not as specific as like save this much money, but
Okay, good.
they're kind of more lifestyle based. So
Okay.
So the first one is enjoy alone time. I think that's true because I feel like when I was a teenager, especially like growing up with like Facebook becoming a bigger and bigger thing, FOMO was like such a new thing.
Yeah.
Because it was an instant new thing. Like I think obviously FOMO existed before that, but we didn't have a name for it. So I think it's really important to learn to enjoy alone time. And I find that if I'm at home and no one else is home, sometimes I'm like, good, yes. Me
FOMO,
time.
if you're behind the times, means fear of missing out.
Sorry, yes, I'm just like so down with the kids.
If you're a geriatric listener, it's your help. You know what? I'm going to say with that one, I was always good at the time alone thing, but that was just because of the rare thing of not having siblings.
Oh,
So I've always been
fair enough.
very big into alone time. I enjoyed a lot, but I think that's only because I have no siblings.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mastered it from the start.
Tick. The next one is motivate yourself to exercise. They don't say healthy motivation. Sometimes it's like, I feel fat, I must exercise. But I guess that's motivation in itself. And I think it's a really important one because I do a weekly kickboxing class and there are weeks when I do not want to go. And sometimes the motivation alone is as soon as I get up, I'll get dressed into my gym gear. And so I'm like, when the
Now you
time
have to
comes
go.
around, I'm like, oh, I'm already dressed. So
Yeah, well, you know what? That is true.
It's hard.
Because, like, sport has never particularly been your thing, but you've really got into kickboxing the last year. So I guess you have kind of got
I can
that,
like beat
got
someone
that-
up now.
that new thing. And you're, like, very consistent. You have to be really sick or something to not go, so...
Yeah, so I didn't go last weekend because Hope and I were both ill, and like it's almost like a considerate thing as well. Like if I go, there are people who are like proper professionals, and like if they get sick, they can't fight. So that's not fair. And also, I was just like, someone's gonna knock me, and I'm just gonna fall straight to the ground. I'm just not well. But yeah, like I have to either be very sick away or like really, really not in the mood to go.
Or, like, some really important event.
Yeah, and I think it's taken, like, I know I would not have been like that a couple of years ago.
I know, so you've ticked that box.
I know, look at me go.
Look at you being in your mid-20s and everything.
I know, so mature. So the next one is take your lunch breaks during the workday.
Oh,
I'm not very good at this.
neither.
I'm good at working through lunch and then like saying that the time I walked to the kitchen to heat it up is like my lunch break, 10 minutes, tick. But I'm really bad at properly taking a lunch break because I'm just so busy.
I'm one of those, I would, if I feel like I really, really need a break, I would always just go outside and give myself a break.
Oh, yeah.
But it's one of those things I would rather just work straight through and leave at 5 than take a break and leave at 20 past 5.
I see what you
I'd
mean.
rather just get home at the end of the day.
Sometimes people often will put deadlines at like 1 p.m. and I'm like, when am I meant to eat?
Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like I have to work through it. And then once that's done, cut off one head, 3 more pop up. So it's a bit hard. So sometimes you have to literally be like, no, I'm on my lunch break.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm still getting.
But your job is
different.
difficult like that. Like with me, it's very easy because I sort of know what I'm going to do every single day. Whereas you kind of have things that pop up intermittently, so it's a bit harder.
Yes.
So
We'll tell ourselves that.
yeah,
Make me feel better.
I struggle more on that front because it's easier for me to take a break.
That's good. Well, you'll get that. I mean, you're not quite in your mid-20s yet. So
I know. I mean,
you've
what would
so
I know?
far to go.
I'm just in my early 20s, so I'm not ready for these ticks yet. This checklist is not. I'm not there.
Okay, the next one, which I think anyone should be able to do at any age, is get rid of Facebook friends you aren't actually friends with. I cleaned out my Facebook friends a couple of weeks ago and it was so cathartic. And it was literally, if I could look at the person, read their name and then look at their profile picture and still go, who are you? I was like, goodbye.
Oh, yeah, that's awkward when you're like, are you sure?
You know when you go through a period, I think it's like end of high school, start of uni, when everyone's like, add me on Facebook. And suddenly you look up and you go, how do I have 700 friends? And you look through and you go, I don't know half of these people. So every maybe like 6 months, I probably go through and I spring clean my Facebook friends. And it's such a good feeling.
I do it a couple of times a year and I usually cut a good 100 people, if not more, every time.
It's really hard because, and some people are like, oh, should I actually cut you out? I feel bad. But then you go, I haven't seen you in 5 years and we don't talk.
I do that, but then I sort of go, oh, I'm going to cut you out, and I'm like, never going to get you back, and that's really weird.
Also, and some people you're like, I kind of still want to know what's going on in your life,
always.
But we don't communicate, but I still want to have access to your profile. Yeah.
Yeah, heaps of those people.
Yeah, same. The next one is go on a solo trip. And I think I've half ticked that. I went to America by myself. I stayed with family, but I was traveling by myself and sightseeing by myself. So I'm gonna give myself a tick for that. So, and you've done a couple of solo trips, haven't you?
I have. I've not done anything like very long, but I've traveled by myself like through multiple countries. I had this amazing idea the other year that I was going to make 3 countries in one day. I did do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they really close European countries?
France, Belgium, and
England.
England.
There it is. It still counts. That's awesome.
Yeah, I went to France, Belgium, and England in one day.
Wow.
Look, I was like, I'm traveling alone. It's my schedule.
I thought I was going to not like traveling alone, but the thing I actually liked the most is I'd be out and I'd go, oh, I was going to go to this museum, but I've kind of looked online what they have and I don't really want to go. I didn't have to go.
And there's no other person there being like, but we arranged to go.
Or being like, oh, but I really want to see it. And you go, okay, we'll go.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. I could stay as long as I wanted in a museum or at an attraction and not feel like, oh, I'm making that person wait. Like,
yeah, I think traveling alone is a
great thing.
Is a huge step. You really should do it.
Yeah. I think what would be great is if you went to a city with someone, so you have like that company for meals. You could be like, we'll meet up for lunch at this time.
Yeah.
And then you can go your separate ways like that. I think that in future what I'd like to do. Because there were times when I experienced things and I really wanted someone else to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do recommend traveling alone. It's a good thing though. I am taking a trip next year and I will be alone in the sense that I'm not going with anybody, but I'll be as part of a larger group. And it's going to be 3 months, so it'll be lots of time alone.
That's exciting. Well, at least you have ticked off our first thing, enjoy alone time.
True.
Okay, our next thing is network in person.
Oh, yeah.
That's especially, I think, a good one for, like, as you join the workforce. Yeah, I think it's a good one for that. So I've always been pretty good with, like, small talk. So in my mind, it's just a case of transferring small talk to, like, career small talk.
Yeah.
That's how I tell myself it is. I don't think I'm very good at networking in person yet.
Career small talk is quite difficult for me because, well, it can be, because I'm a journalist, but specifically I am a finance journalist. So I'm making small talk, but the people that I'm talking to are finance professionals and they'll talk to me forgetting that I'm not a finance professional.
Too much jargon.
I'm a journalist and I write about finance. So I have a very good understanding of it, but I'm not professionally in the financial services, and they'll kind of just speak to me like I am, and sometimes I'll be a bit like,
just smile and nod.
Well, what do you think about this? And you just go, well, I think that, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm getting there. I can always gloss it over well enough. I'm really great at like answering quickly and then like throwing it back on them.
Yeah, that's good. Answer a question with a question.
Yeah, it's a good skill to master.
Okay, the next one is make a mean mixed drink.
Ooh.
I can make a simple mixed drink. I don't know if I can make like a proper fancy cocktail, and I'd actually really like to learn. I have learned. I went to a cocktail making class once upon a time.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Oh, that's like 5 or 6 years ago now.
Yeah, that was a long time.
All I remember is that for a mojito, you have to muddle the lines, and that's all I remember. Because I like saying muddle.
I can make a very good martini.
Oh, that's good.
Well, see, I have these really good memories. As a child, on a Friday afternoon, my mum and my grandma used to make martinis together, and I used to help, and I used to watch, and I used to shake it. And then when I was about 10 or 11, they taught me to make it.
Oh, fun.
And so I've always known how to make a martini, but I don't think I can't make anything else.
I don't think you're not really a martini drinker now, are you?
No, not particularly. I've never been one, but I can make a great one.
I'm not a huge wine fan, but at family events, I used to like pretending to be a waiter and pour the wine. So my pop used to teach me how to pour a bottle of wine so that you like turn at the end so it doesn't drip.
Yeah.
So I can pour a glass of wine like a pro, but I don't really drink wine. Weird talents you pick up as kids. So we should do a cocktail making class together maybe, and we can tick that off our list.
I can make a really good like teenage backyard party punch.
Yeah.
I can make one of those well.
Yeah, I can get like
count?
I can get the balance. Like I really like Pimm's and lemonade, and I know how to make that perfectly for myself.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's technically a mixed drink because it's like Pimm's and lemonade. It's not much mixing involved.
There is a mix.
True.
There is more than one ingredient.
All right, tick. No. Okay, next one we have practice patience in long lines in traffic and other places. That's really good. At the Adele concert, getting home, there was crazy amounts of crowds, and I would like to give myself a pat on the back that I didn't get overstressed. I just went with it, and I was patient because I knew eventually I'd get home, and I was very proud of myself because normally I'm not a patient person. So
Yeah. I'm not patient at all.
yeah. Next one is get an 8-hour night of sleep every night. I am yet to tick that off. I am terrible at getting good sleep.
No, I'm pretty much a tick.
Oh, good.
The moment I can get to bed, I do. Just amazing. I had this.
The moment I can get to bed, I think about it, and I'm like, I should get to bed, and then suddenly it's been an hour later, and I'm still up. I'm terrible.
I used to, a couple of years ago, I made like a thing to myself. I was super, super, super busy. And I was like, I'm going to make sure I sleep a lot. And I went through about a year where I went to bed at 8:30 and woke up at like 6:30 the next morning. This was a couple of years ago. It was the best year I've had of my life in terms of like my energy.
You would have been so like full of energy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great.
I should try that. I need to really get myself to bed earlier. I'm
really
terrible
good.
at that. I'm
What
going to
time
work
do you
on
normally
that.
go to bed?
If I'm in bed before 10:30 or on 10:30, it's a win.
Oh, that's pretty early. That's good.
Not really, because I'm in front of the screen all day at work, and then I come home in front of the screen. So it takes, like often I might get into bed, but it's not till 11 that I'm actually like falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
So I need to get in bed earlier.
Yeah.
Next one is relieve your stress via a healthy strategy. And I think that's good. So whether you relieve it by going for a run maybe or meditation, healthy outlets, I think it's hard to know because that's sort of more like self-discovery than
Yoga.
because like I know meditation and yoga don't work for me. So, but if I'm really overstressed, a run will help me. And finally, probably the most important one on this list, Hope, sing in the shower without embarrassment.
Oh, I've never been a sing in the shower person.
Oh, I perform a concert. My poor family can tell you that I do, and I don't even care
I've never
anymore.
done that.
Oh, I always sing in the shower. It's great. The acoustics are amazing. If you think you have a bad voice, sing in the shower. You will sound amazing.
If someone got me one of those Aqua speakers, I probably would
yeah.
because I don't ever sing unless there's music to sing to.
Oh, well, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Gets me. I secretly really want an Aqua speaker.
Hint, hint.
I
Everyone.
accept gifts, everybody. That's all. That was really cool. It's really interesting to know that you are pretty much where you should be for being in your mid-20s.
Yeah, we'll post that list online so you guys can let us know how many you've checked off and whether
if
you're
like
more
50,
grown up than me.
I hope that you've ticked them all off.
Tick them twice.
That's true.
Mid-20 times 2 is 50.
Very good. Keep listening. We are nearly at the end of the show. We're going to be back right after this. This is Ella Henderson with Pieces. Welcome back. I really like that song.
That's a really good song. I've never heard that before and I love it. Ella Henderson.
She sings some really great stuff. And
have we played her before? I feel like I recognize her voice.
Yeah. She sings this, I can't remember it now, but she sings a song that was like really, really big for a while. It's one of those things, I rarely get into new artists. So she has like, what's the word I was going to say? She's like broken through that barrier for me.
Yes. No, she's amazing. I like that song. We might
She's
have to
got
pay
a nice
more of
voice.
her.
Like quite a unique voice.
Yeah.
And good songs. But anyway, we are up to the end of the show, which means that it's time for Quote of the Week.
Yay! I love this segment.
So do I. And I am our quote guru this week. And the section of today's show that I've decided to align our quote with is your one about being in your mid-20s.
Oh, so this is kind of, you're just saying this to me.
No, it's true. It's like a life kind of quote.
I'm excited. I like it already. Good
General
good segment
life
to pick it from.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for the quote?
Yes. Emotionally and physically and spiritually, I'm ready.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot.
I like that.
Good. I thought you would.
That's really cool.
It is because everyone always does the whole like time flies when you're having fun. But I like that extra bit that but you're the pilot of the time.
Good pick.
It's good, isn't it?
That is a really great way to go into the rest of our week, I think.
It makes me feel empowered. I'm like, I can control my own life.
I feel like starting with the very positive Ed Sheeran song and ending with that quote, we have just come full circle
Yeah.
And have a great afternoon, guys. Have a great Wednesday evening and a great rest of the week.
If you're sitting at work tomorrow, not all of you out there, well, you guys too, but I meant you.
Me.
Yeah, basically.
It was a singular you, not a collective you.
It was a singular you. When you're sitting at work tomorrow, Victoria, you need to think about the fact that if it's getting towards lunchtime and time's flying, you have to be like, but I'm the pilot and I choose lunch break.
I'm going to. Thank you.
You should.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all from us this week.
I'm so chuffed with how lovely that quote is.
I know, you should be.
Have a great rest of the week, guys. If you have any questions or comments, hit us up on social media. You know the addresses. Just find us on 3pm Takeover. And let us know. You guys have to give us suggestions for Hope's 90s theme.
Yes.
Please. Otherwise, we'll catch you on Friday for the repeat and next week for a brand new show.
Bye.